need to record it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, the next bit is your scheme of, after your scheme of work is design teaching and learning plans which take account of individual goals and needs of learning preferences of all learners and the curriculum requirements. But again, we're going to learning preferences again here, so just check what you've actually written at, you want your copies of your ILPs, yeah, and Unit 1 3.2, checking your text against those two criteria, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, if you covered it,
it's all linking in, isn't it? It's all referring back to what I've already written.
Exactly.
What sent, we're linking everything.
Yeah, because if you look at the top,
yeah,
the only difference between the two units is that word there.
Yeah.
Developing.
Developing, yeah.
The others, teaching and learning and assessment in education and training. So that is the only difference. So this is just sort of moving on a bit from what you've done before. So it is usually asking for something more. So it's when we get to the teaching and learning plans, it talks about learning preferences of all learners. Yeah. Now again, we've got specific preferences on yours, so those you will have covered. So that all you need to do is see whatever document number you've called it, from Unit 1, and put on that the text there fully meets the two assessment criteria at this learning objective, and that something of that nature. It only needs a couple of sentences just to explain it. That's all. It's so that I mean, I understand what we're doing and where everything's up to, but the IQA doesn't. He's looking at it from blank, and it'll tell him exactly what the reason is that it's a cross-reference. That's all.
Yeah.
And again, this is partially on Unit 1, but it's on about where are we?
2.4.
Yeah, 2.4. It should say and others on there, and it's missing. To inform inclusive practice. Sorry, it's there, and others. That's what we're looking for. It doesn't say that. Yeah, it doesn't say that at 3.5 Unit 1. Yeah. It just says identify opportunities for learners to provide feedback. Yeah. This and others bit includes things like your teaching observations. You know, that's where you are getting feedback from somebody else, or if you've got your IB has given you a report or sent a report back to you, they are giving you feedback as well, aren't they? Yeah. So it might be that you've just got to put another half a paragraph in to explain how that operates. Yeah, in your particular instance.
Can I put peer assessments? Because what we do peer assessments where each tutor gets another tutor's scheme of work.
Well,
and we do.
I would actually leave it as teaching obs and your IB. The reason for that is I think it's asking for peer observation somewhere later on.
Okay.
If I'm wrong when we get down there, you can put it in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on that.
I've got a funny feeling it says that somewhere else.
Okay.
So, what's this here? Why is that like that? No, it's not doing it, is it? Right, okay. Oops. It's gone back again. Oh, you go there. Not letting me do it.
Oh gosh, no, it's not letting me do it, is it?
No. I messed about with the frame when I put this together, so it could be me that's done that somehow.
Could be that, yeah.
So explain how your own practice in planning inclusive teaching and learning has taken into account theories, principles and models of learning, communication and assessment. Again, refer to Unit 1, LOs 8.1 and 8.2. Now I've looked at this and it doesn't actually, it depends on what you've written there. You need to make sure that you've added taking into account of theories, models and principles, or add it here. Yeah. Okay. You can say refer to text at Unit 1. In addition, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah. Would I put the page number on, Phil?
You could do, yeah. You could put the page number on, yeah. Or again, you could just refer to that one there, and then
okay.
to say that,
Yeah. Just when you said about page numbers, that made sense to me.
Yeah. We've got well, I mean that's why I'm doing this. It's an easy it's an easy reference point.
Yeah.
You can come to something fairly quickly. As I said, the EVs I've dealt with like it as well because they can find it easily as well. Again, analyse theories of behaviour management and read and respond to the reading resource we've got on that. There is a slight reference on Unit 1, but it doesn't go into it as deep as this. It's looking for an analysis, and I think in Unit 1 it just says how do you promote it.
Right.
So this actually asks you to do an analysis on theories of behaviour management. Now there's some reading resource on behaviour management and dealing with behaviour on the BLE for you to have a read and then put something together off that.
Okay. I think I've made reference to that. Raman's put evidence shown in assignment 7 focus. So I can just have a look and see what I've written and then add to that.
Well, like I said to you before, when you've got when you're using text from your previous qualification or previous work, it may, as I said, where you on Unit 1 where you put reams of stuff in there, which wasn't wrong, but there was stuff in there that didn't need to be in there. It could have been in somewhere else. The same thing will apply. Stick to what it actually says here, and keep it to that, because some of that work will come in further down. This is why I said, further down it asks about peer assessment. I think I might be on the wrong unit. Perhaps not as brilliant as I thought I was. Again, establish and sustain an inclusive learning and safe and inclusive learning environment. Now you did cover that in Unit 1, and it's literally a cross-reference of Unit 1 4.3, which it asks absolutely the same question.
Unit 1 4.3?
Yeah.
Right, I'll have a read at that back at that as well.
Yeah. Explain our own practice in creating and maintaining a safe and learning environment has taken into account of theories of behaviour management. Right. So respond or add to your response at 3.1. Analyse theories of behaviour management. Yeah. There is also further reading on safe and inclusive in Unit 1 resources as well. Yeah. So because these cross over, some of the resources in Unit 1. Obviously they can be used in Unit 2 as well. So one or two have come back, there's nothing on there on Unit 2, I can't find it. I'll have a look on Unit 1 then. I found it now. But so it is see, a lot of these units are written when you're doing a full qualification like this with 8-9 units sometimes. It's what should I say? They are written as standalone units. Yeah. So there is a degree of crossover on quite a lot of them. Yeah. I think when you get, you'll get an extreme.
When I get going.
you'll get an extreme surprise when you get around to Unit 24.
Right. Okay.
You'll have covered most of it.
Right. Brilliant.
Yeah. Again, design resources that actively promote equality, diversity, and value diversity and meet the identified needs of specific learners. This is why right back from Unit 1 I said pick a learner out that's specific, because it mentions this and you can keep bringing that back up again and again. It should be in Unit 1 at 5.3, but you need to reach these two criteria. You may need to refer to Unit 1 but add further comment here. Basically, exactly what I've just said.
Do you want me to put a copy of the resource in on 4.1? Or do you just want me to talk about them, or do you actually want a copy of them?
If you've got one, by all means, what I always say is if you've got a document, put the document in and talk about it. You don't have to write as much then. If you're describing something, you've got to use a lot more words to describe something than if you can refer exactly to, you look at column such a thing on the document and it says that, and that would probably take a whole paragraph to actually explain.
because in my PSHE resources, so you know, there's line drawings that I explained that they're all British. They look British. It's male and female.
Yeah.
And in our cohort, we've got black. We've got black students. We've got a student, a Chinese student.
Yeah.
You know, we have got. So I felt it was unfair that I only use resources that showed, even though they've got special needs, white British. So I try and mix it up a little bit, and I've sort of taken, like we've got a couple of Indian students, so I try and make it, and I've done that myself because there are no multicultural resources, because what you find is when you're talking about sex and relationships.
Right, now, in the last 2-3 minutes, you've just explained to me your answer to 4.1.
Right, that's what I thought. I am on the right track now, I think.
Exactly, Like I said, don't focus on anybody else except yourself and what you do, because this is what it's about, It's as though, I always try and imagine it as you're having a conversation with me. I don't know anything about what you do. And you are working through these criteria and learning objectives and telling me how you fulfil those. And basically, that's what your portfolio is going to do. And that's why, as I said, some of the others have sent in work that fulfills the bits that were missing, that Raman said were missing. Well, that's fine. I need the whole thing, because I can't make an assessment of it if it's not there. It's no good you saying to me, 4.1, I've done that. That's in another folder somewhere. And I'm going, right, of course it is.
No, I'm sort of like, I think after yesterday, I get that it's about how I get through my day.
That's absolutely correct.
So that's why I'm not even gonna sit with the others and go through stuff. I'm gonna do it from sort of my heart and what I do.
Exactly, and that's why this is what I tried to get over to Jenny when she was over as well. She didn't understand that bit, and I said, it's all about you and what you do. I said, it'll be different to the others. Your answers, there's no wrong answers on it. Well, there is if they're nothing to do with what it's asking. But it's all about what you do and how you bring that information to the portfolio. Okay. Again, demonstrate flexibility and adaptability. Refer to your schemes of work, lesson plans, Unit 1, LO3, and explain where this is demonstrated if you did not already cover it there.
So I can talk about, like, I do the student profiles for all new students, so I know every student's ethnicity and religion. So like last year, it was a Jewish young lady start. So I've had to adapt my PSHE resources because there are certain things that were a trigger for her, because she obviously goes to synagogue every week, different things. So I've had to be mindful that I'm trying to think of an example for Emma, but she sees Jewish people all the time, but all my resources never made reference to anybody else of any different culture or religion. So when I'm doing the social stories, I might do a Jewish boy, and he might have I can't think what the hat's called, the cap. Kapar. I've done that for Emma because that's familiar to her. If I put, do you know what I mean?
I know exactly. That is exactly, that's demonstrating the flexibility and adaptability in the use of inclusive teaching and learning approaches. That's exactly what it's asking for. You've got your head around this now. I think I have. I think I have. That's exactly what 4.2 is asking. And again,
we've got a young girl started who's Egyptian. So I've had, and her religion is one I've never heard of. So I'm actually reading up on that so that I can be mindful of that when I'm delivering any PSHE or behaviour support for her. Because there might be a trigger in the resources I'm using or something that she doesn't relate to, because it doesn't look like the people she
used to. Exactly.
So if I do that at the start of academic year, I can write about how I look through all the admissions info and know ethnicity, religion,
Well, it's like everything else, though. Things change over time, and you get things like Muslim women. Majority of them have their head covered. I mean, only in my lifetime. If I go back to when I was a kid, all Catholic women walked about with a headscarf on.
I know,
And if they went in church, they always had a headscarf on. If they didn't have one on when they were walking about, they did when they went in church. But that's gone, you know, from our side. But it's not that different if you think about it, really. Only by a couple of generations.
And even when I talked about the Manchester bombing yesterday, you know, a lot of the young people 12 months ago thought that all Muslims were bombers. Because they'd seen it on the news or got a snippet of it, and it was like, I remember one young man saying, they're going to kill us, they're all and he'd listened to parents, seen it on the TV. And what I did with him, I sat him down and I looked at bad things that had happened in the world, but how no bad person looks the same.
Well, I'll tell you, I had that situation myself some years ago, and what I used was an example of where they were saying, oh, Muslims do this, that, and the other. I said, what about Christians? And they sort of went quiet. And I put some pictures of the Ku Klux Klan up. And I said, those are devout Christians. I said, the fundamentalists, just like the ones that we're talking about, and I explained the difference between fundamentalists and ordinary people. And it was, you know, the message got over that way.
When I spoke to the young man about it, Dominic, I actually, because he was focused in on that Abidi who did it, and that he was Muslim, I actually took a picture of an IRA terrorist that was arrested.
Exactly.
That he was white and he looked British, and he did a very similar thing too. Because he looked bad, and it was that idea of they're not.
Exactly.
Obviously, young people, we get the special needs taken so literally.
Who is your local terrorist?
Exactly. And because that demonstrates flexibility, because I wasn't aware that was going to happen in Manchester, but I had to react the day after. Because I had to go in and speak to them, and it had happened, and we could not address it. SAT Association, who did some fantastic resources that I then tweaked, but it was gone in an instant, because sometimes the teaching resources you have to be changed very, very quickly. You know,
right.
It's
Go on. That one, I was going to say, that was Now we've got another verb in here. We've got to demonstrate.
Okay.
The explanation, to some extent, demonstrates what you do, but again, teaching obs. Demonstrate ways to promote equality and value diversity in your own teaching. Show how Unit 1 4.2 is applied. That's all. Communicate with learners, learning professionals and others to meet the individual needs. So again, Unit 1, LO 3.5 and 6.6. Checking content plus any records, IB reports, meeting minutes, audio-visual records, etc. Any of those you can stick in and explain what they are and why they're used. How you communicate. What communication lines there are within the organisation that you use on a regular basis with specific people. Again, this is slightly different. I've not got this quite right again here yet. I've made quite a few changes to these. Basically, it is 8.1, but again, you may need to add an explanation of where it meets the theories, models and principles, which wasn't in 8.1. So you've got to look at theories, models and principles of learning and communication. So that was 4.5. Now, again, as in Unit 1, LO5 can use, again, any teaching observations and any materials that you've used in those, where it shows, one is design assessments. Now, this is different, records of the assessment method you use and why for 2 learners, But if you've got any assessment records and how you actually put them, you need to show them and explain what they are and why they're used. Yeah.
Okay. Design assessment that meet the individual needs of learners, demonstrate flexibility, and don't need types of methods. So would that be things like with TSH, can I do that sheet with the smiling face, sad face?
Yeah. Well, no. That's feedback. That's getting information back from the student about what they've thought. This is how you make an assessment of where they're up to. Yeah.
So I'm right. Okay.
Yeah. It's you making or using assessments. You use assessment methods, right? Again, that special learner may need a different method of assessment to actually make sure that it's flexible and it meets the needs of individual learning needs and assessment requirements. Yeah.
So some of my learners who can't do the smiley face sheet, I have big marks with yes, no, which are green and red.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's that idea.
Yeah, but it's it's looking mainly at your records of assessment, how you assess progress in your learners. Yeah.
Okay, right. So
for two learners. So again, you've got your two learners right from the start, and how you assess those two. And because you've got one that's got very specific needs, he may need to have different assessment methods to collect that evidence. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Or can it also be designed? So, for instance, the young girl I told you about, Katie, I couldn't do Q&A with her in a room full of other people because of her behaviour.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we do, we go to a quiet room and we do it together where there's no distraction.
Yeah, you can put that in as well. It's actually asking you to demonstrate the flexibility and adaptability in using types and methods of assessment to meet individual learning needs and assessment requirements. Yeah. So they've got to achieve something, but the way you actually achieve it can, or assess it, can be different because of the different circumstances. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I sometimes do that one-to-one with her, I will usually video it on a tripod.
Yeah.
So that I can then share that feedback with the other tutors at teacher, basically to give them a heads up of how to approach it and how to get the best for that individual. Because I was like her mentor, if you like.
Yeah. Again,
and I was able to get the best out of her, but the others all struggled and said, "How do you do it? What do you do?" So I said, "I'm going to start videoing it."
What's the next part of 5.3? What's the first bit? Demonstrate use of assessment data in mentoring learners. Achievement, attainment, and progress.
Yeah.
Setting learners' targets. Planning subsequent sessions. Recording the outcomes of assessment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Copies of your records from your two learners with narrative showing where you meet these 5 points. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That I'll use that young lady because I even when I did the cooking with her when she'd been really behavioural and had to jump in.
Yeah.
I'd video what she'd achieved and then to fill a gap because she was all over the show. We watch it back and go, "Wow, last time you made lasagna.
Yeah.
And you said you did this, and this." What I did, I backed it up because Jamie Oliver is delivering a BTEC qualification.
Yeah.
And he had loads of resources online, so she was able to do all those. So I've got actual her word searches that went along with the cookery, and there was a vegetable, identified vegetables. So when she is behavioural and trying to run down the corridor, I was saying, "Wow, look at this, I found tasty. Let's do this, name the veg.
Yeah.
Let's do this word search." And there were these things that she could do.
Yeah.
Which were only for her because if she wasn't kept busy, she was a nightmare.
Yeah, it broke it up for her as well. Yeah.
It broke it up, but it also recorded what she'd learned.
Yeah.
Because all the resources linked to what she'd made.
Brilliant. Exactly right.
So that would work, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I've got all of them in a file from Katie. So, like when she made pasta for me once, there was a pasta quiz, name that pasta.
Yeah.
And then when I said, "You made lasagna, what kind of pasta did you use? Spaghetti bolognese, what kind of pasta did you use?"
Yeah.
It was all linked to keep her busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise she was a nightmare.
Yeah. As soon as you've got nothing to do, it goes up on one, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, she was running down the corridor looking for someone to annoy, so it was just padding the session, but making it relevant. and using what was available, which was free.
Yeah.
She knew, and the other thing is, because she was a high learner, she knew who Jamie Oliver was, so she felt she was part of something like prestigious, if you like, because she'd seen him on telly.
Yeah. It was something she could relate to. Yeah. 5.4. Communicate assessment information to other professionals with an interest in learner achievement. It's Unit 1, 6.6. Yeah. Explain their own assessment practice as taking into account the theories, models and principles of assessment. Refer to your records in your explanation, also the reading resource on it as well. Now, as well as this is, there are theories, models and principles of assessment. Now, when you write it in where your own assessment practice takes account of those, it may be that it takes account of them, but it actually can't use them because of the situation that you're working in. Yeah. So again, there's nothing wrong with saying so. Yeah. As long as you can show that you know what those are, and then you can explain why they're not relevant to what you're actually doing.
I could do that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be all positive. We do this when it matches up with that. Again, it's looking at ways minimum core can be demonstrated in planning, delivering and assessing inclusive learning. Again, the slant on this unit, on this part of the unit, is on the assessment side, right? So in your analysis, as per unit 7.1 and 7.2, but slant to assessment in your analysis. Yeah.
So slant to assessment, assessment.
So it's Unit 1 looks exactly the same thing, but it doesn't actually cover assessing. Yeah. It just says planning, delivering, inclusive teaching and learning. Yeah. So again, you may need to add something about the analysis. What you've all just been talking about there, you can put into a short analysis on here of how it actually works. And then applying that, you can also use a reference from your teaching officer to support this, as it is a section on the observation sheet. Yeah. What I said I'd send you one, didn't I? Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll not forget.
So that one, 6.1 as well, in the analysis, thinking of the young lady Katie when I'm assessing the minimum core element. So what she would do, for instance, when she was being taught separately, I would try and bring her back, because I was thinking all the time, inclusive teaching, she can't be satellite taught all the time. Because she'd done something different, she felt she had upmanship on the other students. I was really happy to tell them all about it. She did something amazing, and the students were listening because they've not actually
been involved.
Because they weren't behavioural. Does that make sense?
That does.
Katie thought she was special, and the students thought, "Oh, this is quite interesting. Brilliant, she's not hitting us." You know what I mean? It was like that. It's a bit of kidology, really.
It changes the focus, doesn't it?
Changes the focus, but it promotes the inclusive teaching, because otherwise she would have been satellite taught in a room on her own.
Totally separate.
I had to try and get her in a positive. And when the other thing I did with this young person, which I can put in there, or I actually could put in previously, I'd stand her at the front on the whiteboard and ask her to do the register. Because while she was writing on a whiteboard, she wasn't hitting or tapping anyone. So it was inclusive because she had hold of the pen. And she was in the session, which a lot of tutors struggled with. But I'd had to tweak it, so as soon as that pen went down, she was a risk, and that's when I got her out of the classroom. But that might have lost 5 minutes one week, 10 minutes the next 15. It was never set in stone, and that's why I had to be flexible.
Right, so that covers 6.1 and 6.2. Now 7.1 and 7.2 are different than Unit 1 because it's cross-referenced some of it 8.1, but check that you made an evaluation as well as a review. It just asks for a review, I think, doesn't it? This one asks for use theories, models and reflection. Now that wasn't mentioned in Unit 1. The theories and model, it asked for a reflective review, Now this one asks for theories and models of reflection. So you need to have a look at those. There's resource on there for you to have a look at theories and models of reflection. And then analyse ways to improve. Now, I don't know whether I've put it on your assessment I've sent back to you, but on the VLE material, there's a SWOT analysis chart, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you done one?
Yes.
For yourself?
Yes.
Well, again, 7.2, you can refer to that.
Okay.
Analyse ways to improve your own practice in planning, delivering and assessing inclusive teaching and learning. You've already pointed out what your threats are, what your good bits are, what you need to improve, etc. on there.
Yeah.
So you can use that as well as anything you put in there. Hang on, let's just see.
Still, I don't think I've got your feedback today because I've logged on at work when I logged on to this.
No, well, I'll just check. I'll make sure. That's better. So that's it. There's actually one less learning objective on Unit 2. That's all 7. We've been on quite a long time tonight, so what I'll do is I'll just open up Unit 3 and I'll just quickly show you what it is, that's all. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's scroll back. Yes. Okay.
Because I've got Unit 1 to finish, I've gone over Unit 2, so I have got quite a lot to think about.
Yeah. But all I want to do is show you the differentiation on this one, because it is different, that's all. So again, analyse models of learning, explain ways in which theories and principles and models of learning can be applied. So read and respond. Theory can be read and taken from Chapter 2 of the e-book Teaching and Learning in Higher Education, Entrance in Academic and Practice. Make your analysis of the models of audio, visual, etc. Check your responses at Unit 1 covering initial assessment, as you may have some evidence of that already. Yeah. Again.
Check your response in Unit 1.
Yeah.
We don't know what learning outcome that would be.
Covering the initial assessment. That's right at the beginning.
Oh, right, the initial. Yeah, right at the beginning. Yeah.
Because it's explain how identifying and taking into account the learner's individual learning preferences enables inclusive teaching and learning and assessment. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, you've already covered that. We've just covered most of that in Unit 2.
We've done some of that. Yeah, we have.
But I'm referring back to 1 where it looks like the initial assessment, how that process takes place and why it takes place. Refers to this. Yeah. Again, analyse those theories, models and principles. Unit 2.1, 3.3 and 3.4 have some of that in it, yeah. But again, you'd have to read through what you'd written on there just to make sure. But again, it's an analysis of those theories, principles and models, yeah. And again, explains why, ways in which those theories can be communicated and applied. So again, check your response in Unit 1 on cover communication processes, yeah. You may have written something in there which you can say, oh, I'll have that, take that out of there, that goes in there.
Take that, yeah.
Again, analyse theories, principles and models of assessment. So again, this looks like read and respond here. You have a focus particularly on the assessment theory and the models of assessment. This is outside of your normal area as well. So it's not talking just about SEN, it's talking about assessment in general. So there's stuff on there that covers quite a bit of that on assessment. So it looks at where a lot of practical work will probably use more, 2 of the ones that we use in engineering are observation, obviously, and professional what's called professional discussion. Which is technically what we're doing now. I'm identifying stuff that you're telling me about, and I'm going, yeah, that's right. Again, read and respond. Most of the context for this is LO4, be taken from Chapter 4 of e-book Teaching and Learning in Higher Education. Here you have to refer to the handout, the reflective teacher, and explain the theory of models of reflection. And again, you will have covered some of this in Unit 2, 7.1. Yeah.
wrote that on the column?
I've not.
No.
I've not, but you'll see what you can't miss it. As soon as you think, hang on, I've got something there.
That's it.
But
Yeah.
again, you can look at that resource off Unit 3 as well. That will help you with Unit 2. Yeah. And that's it. There's only 5 learning objectives on that, and they've only got a couple of assessment criteria to each one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's a smaller unit,
but that one's a bit smaller.
Yeah, it's a smaller unit, but it's more it's more theoretical. It's more talking about the wider area of teaching and assessment rather than the specific, which you've been concentrating on before. But that's the only unit that's like that. The others go back to the principle of what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can have a look at that on Sunday.
Yeah.
Will you check that you've sent me?
I will, and if in fact, I can do that while I'm here now. Just a sec. Where's it gone? Close that down.
Because I've just spoke to Jenny.
Yeah.
And she was with a little girl, and she said she was going to try and log on, but she said she hadn't had any feedback off you.
Not for Unit 2, she's not. No.
Just right. Okay.
Right. Sent mail.
So hopefully I'm in there.
Sent mail. Right.
I've got that proposed new schedule.
Yeah.
But I've not got.
No, that's a new schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, I've printed that, but I haven't had anything since yesterday.
I know what it is. Yeah. Okay. I've sent it L back this afternoon. Yeah. Made a mistake. I'll send you that back. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I've got it by sort of like Sunday when I'm going to do it.
I'll do it now as soon as we knock off. I'll send it straight away.
That's brilliant, that, Phil. Thank you very much. It makes making more sense, more talk.
Good. That's what I'm here for. I like to hear things like that.
No, it is. I did yesterday. That's why I texted you. So
Yeah.
the plan is to get one box for the weekend and the rest too, and get that to you maybe by the end of next week.
Yeah.
And then I'm sort of caught up, and I'm more like what I need to do. I'm probably making more sense because I'm on a roll. I need to keep the momentum going now.
Okay.
Just get the bloody thing done.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just snap off the recording now. So I'll stop recording.